What intrigues you the most about the God Valley incident? It's probably Shanks' birth. This is part of a conversation among the 5 elders in the movie. Did Red Hair have a daughter? According to the Cypher Poll report, a completely new enemy has emerged, entirely negating the Great Pirate Era. It's problematic. The masses are also following her. We must nip the bud of revolution early, or it'll be too late. Even if she is of the Figarland family lineage? The 5 elders saw Uta as a dangerous individual and attempted to eliminate her. However, at this time, the 5 elders mistakenly believed Uta to be Shanks' real daughter, recognizing her as part of the Figarland family, just like Shanks. Therefore, Nasjuro questioned the other 5 elders whether it was genuinely okay to eliminate Uta. According to the information in Film Red and the 4 billion volumes, the Roger Pirates didn't find Shanks because someone asked them to take care of him. They accidentally found him in a treasure chest they had stolen. This means there's a high possibility that Roger and his crew didn't know his name as a member of the Figarland family. In fact, lower-ranking Marines aside, those who likely know the truth about God Valley, like Garp, Sengoku, and the 5 elders, have never called him by his name, Shanks. They only refer to him as Red Hair. One reason Garp might dislike Shanks could be because he is part of the Celestial Dragon's lineage. What do you think his real name is? In Japan, the meme Circle K Shanks became popular. There used to be a convenience store called Circle K Sunkus. If you've been to Japan, you might know it. Since it was always decided that Shanks was from the West Blue, it seems like the Western movie genre might also be involved. I will share my prediction of Shanks' real name at the end of this video. I'd be happy to hear your opinions as well. Of course, it's not just about Shanks. New questions regarding God Valley have also emerged in Chapter 1095. One is about the statement made by the Celestial Dragon host. This island will be owned by the world government. Despite declaring this, God Valley has already vanished from the maps, just like the Lulusia Kingdom. And despite God Valley being rich in resources, it was a non-member country. With these resources, paying the heavenly tribute should have been easy. So why didn't they join the world government? Of course, I believe there's a profound reason behind this. In this video, I want to unravel the mysteries surrounding the God Valley incident. The video was created by Lunapienart Sensei, the owner of this channel, who is a native Japanese speaker and a translator. There are many parts of the translation that are challenging, like this statement from Shanks, and often these become crucial hints in the story. Since this channel is still not widely recognized as a YouTuber, I believe I can provide a detailed explanation of One Piece, including original materials and the correct nuances of Japanese expressions, to those who are watching now. I try to remember the names of people who comment multiple times. The number of subscribers might be essential, but I think it's more important that those who are here now come back to watch the next video. So, I'm looking forward to your interesting opinions today as well. I think the Roger Pirates hold the key to unraveling the mystery of the God Valley incident. The biggest question about the God Valley incident is, why did the Roger Pirates, who seem unrelated to the Rocks Pirates and the Celestial Dragons at first glance, appear in God Valley? Let's first consider this. Sengoku briefly mentioned the God Valley incident like this: an incident where Garp and Roger, who happened to be there, teamed up and defeated the Rocks Pirates. Let's check the meaning of the verb iawaseru. It means to just be there, to happen to be in the same place coincidentally. From this, the likelihood that Garp and Sengoku called the Roger pirates as reinforcements or that the Rocks pirates proposed a deal to the Roger pirates is very low. Rather, it suggests that the Roger pirates came to God Valley with a different objective. The conversation of the Roger pirates leaving God Valley in the distributed 4 billion volumes at the film Red screening also supports this basis. A crew member made this remark, "We stole the treasure too." And when they checked inside the treasure chest, they found Shanks. The phrase, "the treasure too," suggests that the treasure itself was a byproduct, and there was another main harvest. I think what the Roger pirates obtained was either information about the weapon that destroyed God Valley or a copy of the poneglyph. The biggest hint is in chapter 966. The Roger pirates reached Lodestar Island once, 39 years ago. However, Roger realized that it wasn't the last island and said that reaching the last island required deciphering the red stones. But where did he learn that these red stones were necessary to reach the last island? At the time, 39 years ago, there was no interaction with Odin or the Mink tribe yet, and since no one had reached Laugh Tale, there were almost no sources of information. One possibility is someone who traveled the world in search of historical documents. Yes, that would be Professor Clover. Considering that Rayleigh knew Professor Clover, it's conceivable that they headed to O'Hara once to unravel the mystery of the route to the last island. The God Valley incident broke out the next year after they reached Lodestar Island. O'Hara was in the West Blue, and so was God Valley. The Roger pirates, who were in O'Hara, knew that there was a poneglyph in God Valley necessary to reach Laugh Tale, and headed there. It was fortunate that the God Valley incident erupted at that timing. This might be what is meant by saying that D is always led by a strange fate. As mentioned at the beginning of this video, it's almost certain to say that Shanks originates from the Figarland family. In chapter 1095, it was revealed that God Valley was simply a non-government affiliated land that was coincidentally chosen as the site for the Celestial Dragon's indigenous people hunt, which occurs every 3 years. Considering Shanks was about 1 year old at the time of the God Valley incident, it would naturally be assumed that his hometown should be Mariajois. However, he referred to the liquor from the West Blue as his hometown liquor, expressing it as liquor made from the water of his hometown. By the way, in the English version, it says, "Nothing is superior to the booze made with the water from my place," but the original version has a slightly different nuance. There is nothing that surpasses the liquor made from the water that has soaked into my skin. This Japanese expression signifies that by staying in a certain place for a certain period, the water of that area becomes familiar to one's body. Sensibly speaking in Japanese, it's reasonable to think that Shanks has a past where he stayed in the West Blue for at least over a year. It doesn't make sense to feel that the water of the West Blue has permeated Shanks's skin if Roger and his crew were traveling around the world after the God Valley incident. This means that the Roger pirates could have been deciphering the mysteries of history and the poneglyphs while based in O'Hara in the West Blue. The Reson Clover could get out even after being arrested, or imprisoned might be due to the assistance of the Roger pirates. I personally think that the poneglyph that likely existed in God Valley could have been a road poneglyph. This is because there has been a long-standing question about where Big Mom got hers from. As of 26 years ago, Roger had stolen the road poneglyph from Linlin, which means she must have heard about its importance from someone. Yes, probably from Rox D. Jebeck. There might have been a physical relationship between Jebeck and Linlin, similar to Doflamingo and Viola. Using this intimate relationship, she might have extracted information about the relationship between the road poneglyph and Laugh-Tale from Jibek. Otherwise, it would be hard to imagine Linlin knowing the importance of the poneglyph when no one had reached Laugh-Tale at that time. Jibek, wanting to become the king of the world, probably knew a lot about the world's history. By the way, the God Valley incident happened 38 years ago, and among Big Mom's children, Charlotte Montdor is currently 38 years old. This means there might be children older than him who are the offspring of rocks. Do you have any characters in mind among Big Mom's children whose father is identifiable? Please let me know in the comments if you have any interesting ideas. In fact, she referred to Jibek like this. ろくでもない男. This expression is often used to criticize womanizing men. Linlin showed no signs of respecting Zebek, who was her own captain. This leads me to think that she might have betrayed Zebek, waiting for the right timing during the collapse of the Rocks pirates, trying to get her hands on the Uowo no Mi and the road poneglyph. I speculate that Roger took advantage of this opportunity to obtain a copy of the poneglyph that Linlin had stolen. But now you might be wondering, why did God Valley, a mere non-member of the world government, possess a poneglyph or even an ancient weapon? Regarding the road poneglyphs, aside from the one Big Mom possesses, they basically seem to be located in countries likely connected to the Great Kingdom. So, let me explain why God Valley might have had a connection to the Great Kingdom. First, let's look at what Sengoku said. An island the world government wanted to hide has disappeared. The government always wants to hide inconvenient historical truths. Considering this, it's safe to assume that something related to the Great Kingdom existed in God Valley. Personally, I think a significant clue is the resources in God Valley mentioned in Chapter 1095. I believe these resources are gold or ores like uranium, which can be used as fuel for weapons. I have a clue about a place that might have been the model for God Valley. It's the Sado Kinzan gold mine in Japan. Just like God Valley, it has a deep valley in the center of a mountain. I know many of you probably thought of this place when God Valley was mentioned. Don't worry, I'll connect this point later. Especially in the 1800s in Japan, the government aimed for further production at the Sado mine to transition to a modern monetary system based on the gold standard. People competed to mine ores in search of a massive vein of gold, resulting in the mountain splitting in two. Shandora was once a prosperous golden city, but lost its functionality as a city due to battles against external enemies to protect the poneglyph. The poneglyph that the people of Shandia protected contained information about the ancient weapon Poseidon. Regarding Wano, the Kazuki family closed the country off to protect the road poneglyph and Pluton from external enemies. Wano was once recognized as a golden city in the world. Considering this, God Valley, where gold was likely mined, might have had a relationship with a massive kingdom. So, despite God Valley having abundant resources, the reason they didn't join the world government, like Wano Country or Shandora, is probably because there were resources, poneglyphs, or ancient weapons hidden beneath the valley that they didn't want the government to know about. Furthermore, in this video, I speculated that an ancient weapon existed in God Valley. If this theory is correct, the resources within the ores of God Valley might also include the power source for the ancient weapon. When the world government recovered this weapon, it probably had fuel loaded. However, the government might have miscalculated the weapon's power and ended up erasing God Valley, losing the ores that could be used as fuel at the same time. This might be why the weapon wasn't used until Vegapunk provided the mother flame. I actually received a question from a Patreon member that goes like this. What do you think about the relationship between God Valley and the Navajo Nation? Indians call it Tsebi Njiskai, which translated from the Navajo language literally means the Valley of Rocks. Interestingly, I agree with these opinions. Actually, Oda-sensei drew the manga Wanted, influenced by a certain movie. Yes, it's Young Guns. Young Guns is a 1988 American Western action film directed by Christopher Kane and written by John Fusco. The Navajo tribe also appears in this movie.
Bye. You got no loyalty, Navajo.
And in this movie, the main character, Billy the Kid, has a scene where he appears from inside a treasure chest. In God Valley, there was also a person found inside a treasure chest. It was Shanks. Using this as a hint, I will predict Shanks' real name. The only hint is that Oda-sensei has used the names of real-life pirates for One Piece characters, and considering that he liked Western movies. Billy appeared from inside a treasure chest. Billy the Kid's alias is William Bonney. From here, a certain pirate comes to mind. It's William Kidd. So personally, I predict that Shanks' real name is Figarland William. I would be happy to hear your opinions as well.